ISportsNC with Brett Williams is brought to you by Family Tire and Auto Service in New Bern, Moorhead, and Jacksonville. We'll keep you rolling. Hearn's Fine Jewelry in New Bern, creating memories for life. By Moore GMC in Jacksonville. By Relo Discount Drugs, from the capital to the coast. And by Riverside Ford in Havelock.
Hello and welcome to another episode of iSportsNC. I'm your host, Dan Radijak, and we have a great show for you tonight. We've got baseball, golf, and we'll catch up with some former superstars from around the area to see what they are doing now. We begin with Coastal Plains Baseball, where the Morehead City Marlins played host to the Edenton Steamers.
Welcome to Big Rock Stadium, Puck O'Neill Field, home of the Morehead City Marlins. Tonight they're facing the Edenton Steamers in what would turn out to be a defensive battle. One of the few mistakes of the game as the wild pitch gets away, and early on the Steamers have a runner in scoring position. In a game where runs were hard to come by, they would need to take advantage. And then a line drive to Christian Campbell, who makes a nice play, tries to get the runner at second, but not in time. Edenton with the lead early on. Now the Marlins with an opportunity on offense. It's Romeo Cortino who puts a nice swing on that one. And the third baseman's able to save a double by getting the glove on it. And he made a couple of really nice plays in this one. Avoids the short hop, gets back, spins, and makes a great throw over to first base. Edenton playing tight D. Now the Steamers looking to add on some insurance, a check swing, what looks like it's going to be an infield single. Instead, it's a really nice play by Justin Weigel over at second. Morehead only allows 3 runs in this one, but only managed to score 2. And that's your final in Morehead. Edenton gets the win.
The atmosphere at Big Rock Stadium is enticing, not only to fans of the game, but to players as well. After their first season in Morehead, a lot of guys decide to return for a second go-around. Players come from all over the eastern part of the country to experience the high level of competition and to enjoy the coastal way of life. The Marlins' leading hitter from a year ago, Christian Campbell, is back for a second season. We are happy to introduce him as this week's iSports Icon feature.
I'm from Saraville, New Jersey, born and raised, lived there my whole life.
Okay, and how'd you get into baseball?
My dad really got me into baseball. I grew up, I had an older brother, he's about 4 years older than me. Watching him and my dad basically go through baseball when he was a little kid, and growing up and seeing that, I just really got into it because I wanted to basically be like my brother and be like my dad.
Who's your favorite pro team?
My favorite pro team is the Boston Red Sox.
Okay, who are some of the idols you watched growing up? Who are some of your favorite players?
Growing up, I was a big Red Sox fan, and seeing Nomar Garcia-Parra play shortstop, that was one of my big idols. Even though they weren't the greatest team when I was growing up, but in 2004, seeing them win a World Series was kind of awesome. Right. So he was one of my biggest idols probably growing up.
Okay, cool. And this is your second year with the Marlins?
Yeah, this is my second year, yep. Okay. Came back down for the second year because first year I had a great time. Even though I got hurt and everything like that, decided to come back just because I knew the same coaching staff was coming back and the owners and everything was like that, and they were open arms, had open arms for me.
What do you think about the area? You like the beach?
That was another big thing, coming back. The beach being about 10 minutes away, so if I have an off day, I can go right to the beach and not have to worry about things to do. So yeah, that was a big thing.
Cool. And tell me about playing at Rutgers.
Rutgers is like a different feel to it. I don't know. It's like from being from Jersey, it's like a big deal to me. Keeping the players in New Jersey and playing for the same team. Love the coaching staff. Everything just has like a great feel, like a family feel to it. So I think that's what Rutgers is all about, and that's what they portray.
Okay, cool. And any aspirations of playing pro ball?
I hope so. I still have a lot of aspirations to play pro ball. Doing all I can to do that, work out, get bigger, try to get a little stronger. You can always get better in baseball, so always try to do that.
More iSportsNC after these messages from our sponsors.
I just need 1 tire.
Gotcha.
Size 14 rim.
Gotcha.
Hi, we'd like a set of Bridgestones, please.
Gotcha.
I think I'd like a set of Firestones with nitrogen and free rotations for life.
Gotcha.
Road hazard.
Gotcha.
Big truck tire.
Gotcha.
Popcorn wild weight.
Gotcha. We get it, and we gotcha. When it comes to tires, no one beats our service. Bridgestone, Firestone, Michelin, and BF Goodrich. Our tires keep you rolling.
This summer, Hearns Fine Jewelry is celebrating you. Right now, Hearns is having their biggest sale of the year with savings up to 70% off store-wide, 50% off Bulova watches, and 30% off Spark. Save on new arrivals from DA Gold, Elisa, and Iris. Experience the Hearn difference with prices for every pocketbook, designer lines for every taste, and quality service for every need. Treat yourself and save up to 70% off at Hearns Fine Jewelry, New Bern.
Forget to call the pharmacy for your refill? Tired of making so many trips to the pharmacy to get your prescriptions filled? Hi, I'm Joe McLaughlin, pharmacist for Little Discount Drugs, and we're pleased to introduce our wellness medication program. You will no longer have to worry about calling in your refill. A member of the Reload Pharmacy team will call you a few days before your prescription runs out as a reminder. We can also sync all your prescriptions to be filled the same time each month, eliminating numerous trips to the pharmacy. Call Reload today to join our wellness medication program. Reload Discount Drugs, let our family take care of your family.
A very familiar name from New Bern High School is former Virginia Tech basketball player Christian Byer. Though he is no longer playing ball, he continues to succeed and impact the lives of others. We had the privilege of talking to Christian last week, and what he had to say about his own journey will surely apply to many of your lives as well.
Christian Byer, somebody who was talked a lot about at Virginia Tech for his hard work, ethic, and smarts.
Pretty much anything non-sport related.
But pretty much by the time you were a senior, they're really talking about the diamond in the rough.
Yeah, I guess you could say that a little bit.
You started a couple of games, maybe more than a couple.
Yeah.
You started to feel your value to the team and the fact that you did belong at D1 at Virginia Tech.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Going in my first year on the team, I definitely felt like I wasn't supposed to be there. Definitely the least athletic person on the team, least skilled. So there was that overwhelming sense of, should I really be here right now? Is this the right place for me? And then just being in the system over the years and learning how everything's supposed to run, and obviously you get better just because of the time you spend in the facilities. But by my senior year, I definitely felt like one of the leaders, just if not because of my experience. And I saw myself as someone who off the court was the person doing the right things too, so I was a good example in that regard as well. So by my senior year, I think those starts that I have, it definitely felt much, much more deserving, and obviously that I had kind of arrived and finally did belong in that setting.
So, humbly saying least athletic, I disagree. You led in rebounds, you were a monster on the boards. So as we transition, they did start to talk about, hey, you're going to medical school. Just that phrase alone makes people say, God, this guy's smart.
Yeah.
Does it come easy to you?
What, the academics? It does. I've been blessed to have a good mind from my parents. That doesn't mean that it is easy. It becomes easier to me than maybe other individuals. I often say that college taught me, the utmost thing it taught me was time management skills. And being a student athlete, you have very little time that is yours to use on your own, and so you have to really be wise about what you allocate that time towards. And for me, that went towards school oftentimes. So definitely less of a social life, but just I had a vision my sophomore, junior year of high school that I wanted to be a doctor. So I knew in the situation I was as a student athlete, I obviously wasn't gonna have the most free time, so I had to really buckle down and focus on school, which I often enjoyed.
This first year of medical school, how was it? How did you like it?
Yeah, so growing up, I always, from the few people that I met who were in medical school, they always talked about, oh, it's awful, it's the hardest year of my life, and maybe I just didn't study well enough, but I thought it was very easy, which I thank the student athlete life that I had before, and like that was the most challenging few years of my life. So medical school, as a result, the time management skills I gained in medical school was pretty simple, at least the first year, which they say it gets harder, so we'll see how the next few years go.
You just got back from a trip, and that was tied to medical school?
Yes, it's the Himalayan Health Exchange. It's a group of medical students. We had about 25 medical students and 3 or 4 doctors who go out to northern India in the region called Himachal Pradesh, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And so basically it's an underserved region, it's very mountainous, very rural, and we set up some clinics and see some patients, and I think it was about a 2.5-week program. So by the end of it, we had seen over about 1,000 patients who otherwise would get very minimal health care. So yeah, that was a really cool experience.
Great experience for the path that you have chosen, but for you just emotionally, as just somebody like me who didn't go to medical school, how was that experience?
Yeah, first of all, like the landscape, it was just a beautiful region. We did a lot of hiking towards the locations that we had to go to, so just hiking in the mountains, the Himalayan mountains alone was just a surreal experience. It's just totally gorgeous up there. And then I guess as an outsider looking in, if you were on that trip, it was just a great experience, just spending some time with some like-minded individuals. In like the middle of nowhere is like a camping experience alongside of it. So I really don't know how to answer that question too well. So,
but you're seeing poverty.
Yes.
You don't see that where you live. You don't see that in Chapel Hill.
Yeah, it's definitely a different level of poverty. I often wonder if they think they're impoverished because growing up in that lifestyle, that's what they know. So they definitely make ends meet. So for example, we had a few patients who, a lot of them are agriculturally based, so a lot of farmers, very, very low wages, like income, I guess you'd say. That wasn't well said. But we had people who would walk like 15 kilometers just to get to the camp, the healthcare clinic that we were setting up. So just people living with very, very little in very harsh conditions that we would consider harsh, very mountainous, very difficult to travel. So it was definitely an eye-opening experience.
Do you think that Chapel Hill and other med school universities offer this type of, I'm going to call it a retreat, to teach empathy, perhaps, so that you don't get so ingrained in solving things textually, that somewhere inside here you need to realize that these are human beings and it's not just a science?
Yeah, and we actually, before we set out, we had met in a city called Manali before we actually started our trek, and we were talking about our expectations and what we were expecting to get out of it. And a few of the people were mentioning how this was a way to connect back to why they wanted to be doctors in the first place. It wasn't just for the learning aspect, for the science that we all love, but it's actually remind ourselves, no, we're actually seeing patients, we're interacting with them, and we're helping them change their lives. So it's definitely, I think that definitely had a huge role in it. So it does keep you fresh and remind you of the things that originally made you love the field of medicine.
Last question. How much do you miss competitive basketball?
I thought that was coming. I do miss, in total, I miss it a lot. There are some things I miss more than others. There's some things I don't miss at all. Waking up at 5, 4 in the morning, somewhere around there, that I don't miss those days. But I miss the competitive atmosphere. I miss a group of individuals who are all on the same page, working for one thing, and how they make you better. You all lift each other up because of the shared experience you have and your ultimate similar goals. And just, I don't know, I just miss ultimately like the family that you develop with your teammates.
Stay tuned, folks. We'll be right back after these short messages.
Advanced Flooring Concepts is committed to providing the highest quality flooring installation possible while maintaining the best customer service possible. Located in New Bern, North Carolina, Advanced Flooring Concepts is a family-owned and operated flooring installation business. We provide expertise in all aspects of flooring for your home, office, or business, serving commercial and residential customers in Eastern North Carolina with professional and quality installation of hardwoods, tile, and carpet. Call us today.
The Moore boys in Jacksonville know how you like to buy. Today, consumers shop right from their computer. So my invitation to you is to shop morebuick.com first. Find the vehicle you want, new or used. You don't even need to come to the lot. We'll bring it right to you. We guarantee you get a fair price, and if you can't find the vehicle you're looking for, let us know and we'll try and locate it for you. Moore Buick GMC of Jacksonville, undeniably the most trusted name in the business. It just doesn't get any easier.
When did insurance companies start emailing handshakes? Why is a billboard the only place you see your agent's face? Who decided you can't have good rates and good coverage? If you're questioning your insurance options, get real answers from a real person with a Farm Bureau Confidential Insurance Review. It's simple, quick, and tailored just for you. Get real auto, home, life, and health insurance. Get Farm Bureau Insurance.
American Legion is now in the state playoffs, and Jacksonville is looking to survive against a very tough Wallace Duplin team. Check it out.
Wallace Duplin came into this one fired up. The bats were hot early and often. A nice piece into the 6-hole there. Shortstop makes a good effort, but cannot get the out at first, and so it begins. Next batter, a hard hit ball into the left center gap, and the outfielders are going to have some issues with this one as one run Cadillacs around and scores easily. And by no means this second guy should have scored from first, but he comes in without a throw. And the runner moves all the way to third. And you better believe they were going to capitalize. A hard hit line drive up the middle brings in another one. They get out to a 3-0 lead early on, and it just continued all game. The highlight of the night, this backside bomb by the big man for Wallace Duplin. He trots around the bases. Gets a big congratulations from his teammates, and Wallace Duplin would roll 15-5 in this one. And they'll be looking to advance even further into the state playoffs.
So we know what happened with senior Legion teams, but let's not forget about the future of high school baseball. The junior Legion boys at Swansboro had a doubleheader against rival Jacksonville, and both of these teams know how to manufacture runs. Check it out.
It was Swansboro hosting Jacksonville. The up-and-coming Cardinals were having problems on defense. Swansboro was able to find holes and exploit their inexperience, and it just seemed like the merry-go-round kept going. Pirates still batting, gonna lay down a bunt, right back at the pitcher, but the runner's able to beat the throw in. Another run for the Pirates. Now a guy caught in what should be a rundown if the catcher gets rid of the ball early enough, but he's able to get safely back to second. And they're still threatening. A nice piece by the lefty into left center brings another run around to score. Swansboro rolling. And that was pretty much the story of the night here. Swansboro would get the lead in both games and never look back. In game 1, it was a 12-4 victory. And then shortly thereafter, they get another win, 9-6. They defend home field, and the future is bright.
We're going to take one final commercial break, and then we'll take you out to Bradford Creek for a glimpse at some of the best young golfers in the state when we return.
Hey, my name is Missy Rhodes, and I have just one question for you. If you were to get hurt, sick, diagnosed with the disease, how would you pay your personal bills? Well, I have a solution for you. If you'll please call the number below and set up a 30-minute consultation with me, I'll be happy to see if my program is a fit for you.
Think Don Williamson Nissan. Think the Don Williamson Nissan Summer Sell-a-thon. May to August, our goal is to sell 1,000 vehicles, and we need your help to do it. So every rebate, every special package, every discount available will be applied to every Nissan in stock. Our entire inventory will be marked down with Summer Sell-a-thon pricing, like $5,000 off on all 2016 Altimas, $4,000 off all 2016 Rogues, plus the new Titan Diesel XD with Sell-a-thon pricing. And no matter what your credit, Don Williamson Nissan says yes. For the best service, selection, and savings, think the Don Williamson Nissan Summer Sell-a-thon.
When somebody gives you a guarantee, it's supposed to be a promise. And here at Riverside Ford, when it comes to price, it's just simple, honest car buying.
Drive a brand new Ford Focus from $15,100.
Or this brand new Ford Fusion for $21,786.
Or brand new Ford F-150 Super Cab loaded from $26,987.
At Riverside Ford, simple, honest car buying.
Come see us at Riverside Ford, Highway 70 West, or riversidefordnc.com.
Welcome back. Bradford Creek was the venue for the 2016 Coastal Plains Junior Amateur last week, and it is absolutely amazing just how some of these kids are. From ages 11 to 18, we saw scores in the 70s and below in every age group. Let's see who finished on top.
Jack Towernicki, the New Bern native, with his third into the par 5 second hole. He would hit that pretty close and drain that putt for birdie. Next hole, chipping from the left side of the green, a very delicate pitch. Again, a very nice up and down for the rising sophomore from New Bern. Up to the short par 4 15th, 307 yards, it's Adam Parrish. He's able to nestle that near the hole and count that for birdie. His playing partner Bryson Boguette. This putt for birdie. Same hole, it's the last group. Nicholas Loy of Greenville over the green in 1. This chip is for eagle, but he would have to settle for birdie. Now it's Patrick Carlin, the Raleigh native, who also makes a birdie. Your first round leader, Joey Fundenberg, will have to work a little bit harder, but he too will make a birdie 3. Now ahead to the par 3, number 16. Nick Loy needs this for a par, and he's able to convert. Now Fundenberg on 17. He continues his steady play to get it in the house. A very nice 2-putt par. Now we move to number 18. It's Lloyd trying to get out of the way to let Fundenberg finish. And he misses the short putt. And he'll have to go into a playoff for the 15-16 division because of that. Fundenberg only needs 2 putts to put this one away. His sister is a 2-time champion and defending. She'll come up a bit short this year, and here is what the winners had to say.
Yeah, I mean, I knew the competition, and I know all the girls out there. They're really nice, and I love playing with them, and I'm just glad that someone like Amy won.
One of my old coaches used to say, if you think about winning, you never will. And so I just try to, never think about the end until, every shot's played. And I knew it was going to be tight. It was very tight coming down the back nine. And so I was glad to hold it together there.
Do you have any other wins this summer?
This is the first one.
How does that make you feel?
It's pretty good. Playing in conference and stuff too. I did have a few wins there, but not at this level. But it's been close. I've been finished runner-up a lot, and third last week, so it finally feels good to break through.
I could have done better today. I mean, my putting was off. Yesterday, I should have went so low. I missed birdie putts 8 feet inside. I had like 6 of those. My putting was off the whole entire day. But I mean, even with a bad putting day, I still shot 71, so.
That's all for this episode of iSportsNC. Please remember, you can be an iSports reporter. Just download our app in the App Store or the Google Play Store and send us highlights and interviews of your favorite players and coaches, and we guarantee you a spot on the show. For iSportsNC, I'm Dan Radijak. We'll see you next time.